Hi everyone, I'm Lammertsma of Pixplicity, and today we're going to be taking a look at Android Wear. We get to play with a lot of cool things at Pixplicity, so be sure to check out our channel. Also, the slides and source code can be found open source in the description below. So in this presentation, we're going to be taking a look at the user experience on Android Wear, 4 design principles that ensure a great wearable experience, and I'll be introducing the topics that we'll be seeing in the next video. So exactly 1 year ago at I/O 2014, we saw 3 awesome new smartwatches. On the left we have the Samsung Gear Live, the LG G Watch, and the rightmost one with a very novel round watch face is the Motorola Moto 360. And with I/O 2015 just around the corner, where are we now? Well, we have a couple of new manufacturers on the market, including Asus and Huawei. And I'm really happy to see that these devices are looking more and more fashionable instead of just some geeky gadget. So I want to shift focus a little bit and kind of take a look at what it's like to actually use the device from a user's perspective. So when I rotate my wrist, the device comes alive and it shows me my watch face, but also any notifications that are showing up. And these are notifications that are actually showing from my host device, from my phone. And it comes alive either when I rotate my wrist or if I tap on the screen, or in the case of the Samsung Gear Live, when I press the power button on the side. So normally the device will be either on standby or it'll be in an ambient mode. Not all devices support ambient mode. It kind of depends on whether that device, for instance, supports a OLED screen. When your device does support an ambient screen, you can switch this on or off, and when it's on a low power state ambient mode, it'll actually be showing in for instance, white on black, the watch face, and only when you rotate your wrist or switch it on in a different way will it actually show a full screen, a full color screen. When your watch faces come alive, you can actually see in full color your watch, and if you have any notifications, they'll be peeking in from the bottom of the display. You can bring in one notification into full view by pulling it up, and if you have multiple notifications, you can keep on swiping vertically to view those. So let's take a closer look at one of those notifications. Here I have Google Fit, and Google Fit is showing me that I have a whopping 26 minutes of activity today. I can see more details about that by swiping horizontally to show another card. And this card is then showing me how that 26 minutes actually breaks down. For instance, that I have 24 minutes of walking and 2 minutes of running to the bus this morning. And if I keep on swiping, I can also see how far I am into my goal of today of reaching 1 hour of activity. If I keep on swiping to the right, I'll also see, for instance, various actions. Here we have action for viewing my history of the various degrees of inactivity I've been getting all week. And after that, there's another action to be able to measure my heart rate. After these 2 actions, there are typically 2 standard actions that are from Android Wear itself. That is to either open the application on your phone, or to block this particular application from showing notifications on your Android Wear device. So let's take a closer look at one of these actions. I'll open up the history. So this is where something interesting happens on Android Wear. By tapping on this action, it actually opens up an Android Wear application. And this is distinct from what we've seen so far, because so far we've only been looking at a notification, various pages that contain cards of data. And now we're actually seeing a full screen application that is showing me various pages of basically whatever you want. And this application shows me then my history of activity today. If I scroll beyond that, I have another option to once again perform a heart rate measurement. And after that, another option to open it on my phone. And if we scroll back to this first page here, we can now see that there's also more information of how that goal that I'm trying to reach today is actually breaking down. And another interesting thing is here, on typical smartwatches, there would be some sort of physical button to actually exit an application. If you, for instance, look at the Pebble smartwatch, there's a physical back button on the side of the device. So how do you actually exit an application? Well, Google's thought of something pretty clever here. You can just swipe the application to the right, and you return to where you left off in the notification, and you can keep on swiping right to return to the beginning of the card, and then you can swipe horizontal to bring that card to the bottom of the screen and eventually tuck it away altogether so that you're back at your watch face. We've seen what it's like to use Android Wear from a user's perspective, but where does that actually come from? What are the design decisions that actually went into developing Android Wear? Well, this is what Google calls their creative vision, and there are 4 aspects that Google says you should bear in mind when you're trying to create a great experience on Android Wear. And those are launching cards automatically, making sure the information contained in those cards is glanceable, providing suggestions to your user and responding to things that they're asking for, and making sure that any interactions through your Android Wear device are very, very minimal. So when you show a card on Android Wear, it should be important that the user can extract the information that he needs from it in a glance. So your application should be smart enough to display something that is useful to the user immediately. If you're developing Google Maps for Android Wear, you don't want to show the entire route to the user, but for instance only the next turn. When we're talking about suggest and demand, we're talking about interrupting the user only with relevant things to him. So you want to give him suggestions and only interrupt them when they're absolutely necessary. And your application should be responsive to what the user is trying to accomplish at that moment. For instance, if the user is trying to send a text, your application could respond to an intent, for instance by the user instructing the device, "Okay, Google, send a text," and then that text could be sent, for instance, to Jeff in this manner. So when you're showing an application or a notification on Android Wear, I think it's really important to have zero or low interaction. So that means rarely requiring input, and where you do need input, don't need any sort of fine-grained finger motions. Wherever you can, do things through gestures, and keep those controls very simple and easy to hit. Let's take a look at what's under the hood. Android Wear is still Android. That means it's a fully powered Android device on your wrist. It's running Android 5.0 Lollipop, and no matter which manufacturer you buy your device from, it's a unified experience, so all your users will get the same Android Wear user experience. It's specifically designed for wearable devices. That means that applications that show up on your Android Wear device will have a interface specifically tailored for a small screen. What's also nice about that is that users don't have to go hunting for an application on Android Wear. If their application is installed on their host device, it just magically works. Android Wear is not a replacement for any existing device, so it actually uses your existing phone or tablet as a host to the internet. And any notifications that appear on your phone or tablet will then also appear on Android Wear. It is also the portal to the internet, so if you're going to be viewing anything from the internet on Android Wear, it's actually using the internet connection of that host device. And like I mentioned before, any applications that support features on Android Wear just magically work. We'll go more in depth with developer-specific details in the next video, so if you're interested, stay tuned. If you have any questions or comments, you can reach us on Facebook, Google+, or Twitter. And don't forget that you can like and subscribe. Hope to see you back in the next video. Toodaloo!